Hey everyone, welcome to Speak Now Pro Wrestling, the black and gold edition. We are going to be talking about NXT here tonight, and what an interesting, different version of NXT that we got here. The last couple of weeks, ever since NXT moved on over to Tuesdays, has been fairly pretty good. I mean, for the most part, there hasn't been anything where I felt like I needed to get mad about or complain. I thought for the most part, all week shows were pretty fine. As you guys know, since you've been hearing me talk about NXT nonstop every week, every Tuesday. But today's show did not feel the same. In fact, today's show kind of pissed me off just a little bit, just a tad. And we're going to jump into all of that here today. But before we get started, for those of you who do not know, as of this moment, we are simulcasting both on Twitch and on YouTube. So I'm very excited to mix in the Twitch homies and the YouTube dudes all in one party here. Also, before we get started too, I want to let you guys all know that I do cover the show chronologically. It just makes things so much easier to get through everything. Plus, this is a very interactive stream, so you are more than welcome to send in any comments, questions, or statements anytime you guys want. And if you want to send in a super chat, you are more than welcome to. F4W Online does allow me to keep 100% of the proceeds from my super chats. If you do send any super chats, I very much appreciate them. And we're going to go ahead and kick it off with the first super chat. And this one's from Evan Wright, who says, "Here for Denise bearing mansplainers. I usually don't, guys. For those of you who do not know, if you've never been on my streams before, you know that I'm a very open person. If people don't agree with me, I'm usually pretty cool with that. I don't really mind it. I don't mind if people have difference of opinions than me. What I do mind is when people start basically trying to explain something to me, like if I'm not watching the show and I can't understand what I'm seeing. So that was based on today's Twitter feed. NXT was sort of controversial, as in I had a certain opinion about something, and I'm going to talk about it once I actually get there. And other people had an opinion about it, and other people had an opinion about it. And you guys all know how things like that goes. It goes very different directions. So overall, guys, I do want to get an idea of what you all thought about NXT as a whole here today. And also, Wrestling Gamer says, "Congratulations on your verification, Denise. Para la fiesta." Yes. So, guys, I woke up today. BTW. Okay. So, two quick announcements here. So, I woke up today and I was verified on Twitter, and I was like, finally, because I'd been trying to get verified, but guys, I didn't know anybody who can get me verified. And when I would reach out to people, they would tell me that literally people pay thousands of dollars to get verified. And I'm like, sorry, bro, I ain't going to be paying money to get verified. Right. So anyways, Twitter opens up the verification process. I applied day one, 8 days later, they approved me, but that's not even it. That's not even why I'm so excited. So I'm going to get excited on this stream because I was going to tweet it out, but I kind of didn't want to look like a major fangirl on Twitter, but I'm going to look like a fangirl here. So not only did I get verified today, but I got a follow from none other than, drum roll please, I got a follow from John freaking Cena. John Cena followed me on Twitter, and that's very exciting for me. So sorry if I'm coming across as a giant fangirl, but I couldn't help but to internally freak out about it, and now I just feel super cool. So overall, on the social media end of things, it's kind of been a pretty awesome day. So thank you so much to Wrestling Gamer for sending in this super chat. We also have another one from Evan Wright, who says, "Congrats on the verification. Check to deserved. Thank you. I have been busting my chops on Twitter. For those of you who do not follow me on Twitter, follow me, man. Last month I got a follow from AEW. This month from John Cena. I mean, come on. Doesn't get better than that. All right. We also have another super chat from Ken Shiro, who says, "Adam Cole, who lost in his last big match, beat up 3 guys so bad the match just stopped. How does this get me excited for the 5-way? Ken Shiro, thank you so much. We are going to get into this, and this has been the major, I guess you can say, controversy of the night. And I will explain myself and my tweet that I sent out because a lot of people did not understand what I was trying to say. And I'm okay, again, with people having different opinions, but they got to make sense. If you're going to have a different opinion, at least make it make sense. And I'll get into this more, but I'll start off by saying Adam Cole being part in this fatal five-way does not make sense. And the reason for that is Adam Cole literally lost his last two big matches against Finn Balor, Kyle O'Reilly, and yes, I know the match was unsanctioned. You don't need to tell me that. I know. It still counts in my eyes, all right? But that's not it. He has not won a singles match this year, and the guy is getting a title shot. And a lot of people were telling me, oh, well, he's Adam Cole, and that's why he's getting the title shot. I understand that. I'm a fan of Adam Cole. This does not mean I'm not a fan of Adam Cole, okay? It just story-wise does not make sense for him to be getting a title shot. You know, when his last match that he actually won in a singles match was when he defeated Velveteen Dream. That wasn't even this year. And I'm sorry, I don't want to be like yelling and getting all crazy, but I was so pissed because people were coming at me on Twitter and trying to tell me, well, like, oh, well, Karrion Kross accepted the match. And I'm like, yeah, or Karrion Kross said yes to having him on the actual match. I get that. I'm not dumb. I was watching the show. I saw Karrion Kross asking him, but Adam Cole was asking for this match and basically saying that he deserved it. Okay. Now, I wasn't planning on talking about this right now because I do want to talk about the actual match, but I just want to say that I thought a lot of people's reasonings for why they think that this made sense really did not make sense. Their reasons for defending this did not make sense. Hell yeah, the match is going to be great. I'm not arguing that whatsoever. I'm arguing the fact that it doesn't make sense to add Adam Cole into this storyline. Now, if you legit have like a badass reason as to why you think, besides the fact that he's Adam Cole, baby, I know he's Adam Cole, baby, but there's got to be more to that. And so that's why I kind of lost my cool here today. Oh, man. Let's see what else we got here. We have another super chat from Jake Waterworth who says, I like the idea of what tonight's show was going for. The whole there's chaos everywhere and we're struggling to keep up with everything, but some booking choices made the show feel messy. And see, I like that too. I agree with Jake on this. One of the things that I've been talking about that I think has especially it was more noticeable when we were watching AEW and NXT on the same nights. It was more noticeable that NXT was lacking the element of surprise, okay? But lately, their show has obviously changed since the move to Tuesdays, but I still think that element of like anything can happen, like Jake said, there's chaos everywhere and we're struggling to keep up with everything, was somewhat lacking in the show, okay? It was lacking. A lot of the stuff kind of felt a little stale, kind of felt a little predictable. We were getting good wrestling. That was not the problem. It was just that everything kind of seemed very routine, I feel. And so I like that they were going for that today. It's just that if you're going to do that, just please have it make sense. Please. That's all I want, is just for the show to make sense. And for the most part, a lot of the stuff that they had been doing were making sense. It just didn't go as well here today. Okay, and all right, let me just make sure I didn't miss any super chats here, but we will get here. We will talk about the actual match because I really do have a lot to say here. We really have here a lot to say. Kuro says she's really mad about this. I am really mad, and I'm going to tell you why. So first and foremost, they kicked off the night with Pete Dunne versus Kyle O'Reilly versus Johnny Gargano, winner to face Kross for the NXT title at NXT TakeOver in Your House. And even prior to NXT being on Tuesdays, one of my favorite things of NXT was always the main title picture. I always was an advocate for what they were doing with the NXT main title picture. So that is why I'm a little bit angry today, because I feel like they've been doing for the most part, I've been liking every move that they have made in the NXT title picture. Hell, even when Karrion Kross won the title, yeah, I didn't see it coming, but I was still pretty stoked about it. I didn't hate it. I was excited. I was looking forward to it and all of that. So for the most part, this has been one of my most treasured things to actually watch on NXT. So we kick it off with this match, guys, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, okay, as soon as I'm done watching this match, I'm going to tweet, hey, people, go out of your way to watch this match because it's awesome. That's what I thought I was going to tweet. And that's what I was going to tweet because this match was so good. I was so into it. And then with that finish that came out of it, let's recap what happened. So this match started off quickly with Kyle O'Reilly quickly going to attack Johnny Gargano. Love it. Starting it red hot. I'm completely a fan of this. Dunne gets Gargano in a surfboard, and he literally, as he's doing it, he's twisting his ears. Awesome thing. Also, I do want to add that I was rooting for Pete Dunne in this match, even though I was expecting Johnny Gargano to be more of the logical way that they were going to go. I did want to see Pete Dunne actually win this match, but okay, with that all being said, we then see Pete Dunne get both of these guys, Gargano and Kyle O'Reilly, literally bends their arms backwards at the exact same time, and that was a pretty awesome visual. We saw a lot of really creative stuff. Gargano, the reason why I necessarily didn't want him to win was because even though I know that he would have a phenomenal one-on-one match with Karrion Kross, and he would probably have the best match out of all three guys with Karrion Kross, the reason I didn't necessarily want him to win is because everything that he's been doing with the way, to me, does not feel like a main event act. It actually feels like more of a mid-card act, so that's the only reason why I necessarily didn't want to see Gargano versus Kross, and I wanted to see Pete Dunne versus Kross because Pete Dunne, to me, has been the most impressive guy thus far, and I feel like he's the only guy who really knows who he is on the roster and what he's supposed to bring to the roster. Like the whole cool Kyle O'Reilly stuff, I'm not into that. Obviously, what Johnny Gargano is doing with the way, it's fine, but not for a main event title picture here. We saw Kyle O'Reilly tossing Dunne back and forth. I thought that was cool. We saw a running knee from Kyle O'Reilly to Dunne, which was also awesome. We saw Pete Dunne also give some harsh drop kicks to both men and then power bombs Kyle O'Reilly. Pete Dunne goes for the bitter end, but Johnny Gargano counters it with a DDT that looked absolutely phenomenal. We see Kyle O'Reilly get both guys with several kicks to the gut. Awesome stuff here. Dunne gets Kyle O'Reilly in a sleeper. Dunne hits the bitter end on Johnny Gargano. Kyle O'Reilly comes with a flying knee from the top rope. People are chanting, "This is awesome," chants. I mean, this match, not top to bottom, top to midway, it's killing it. Kyle O'Reilly and Dunne do double clotheslines on the outside of the ring to one another. And then this is where the match goes to SHITS, guys. Cole returns, and I'm cool with Adam Cole coming back. Like I said, I'm a fan of Adam Cole, but he comes back and he essentially gets all three guys with a chair shot. He's going crazy. He's beating everybody, right? William Regal comes out and he is pissed off. He is pissed. He kicks him out. Adam Cole goes on the attack again. And then finally they get Adam Cole out of the way here. We then go to commercial, guys. And I'm thinking, all right, cool. When we come back, we're going to see, I didn't like the finish already. I mean, I didn't like the Adam Cole interruption in this match. I thought it ruined the flow, but I still thought that maybe we were going to come back and I don't know, some sort of follow-up was going to happen. No, we literally came back from commercials and all the guys disappeared. They weren't even there anymore. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that was a cool beatdown from Adam Cole, but was it really enough to keep them away, to keep them from leaving the ring instead of being like pissed off, doing something about the fact that Adam Cole just ruined their chance on getting a one-on-one match with the champion, Karrion Kross. In my eyes, they should have actually been given the opportunity to be pissed off about it, but instead they kind of made them look dumb by essentially having them all disappear, and then we're literally moving on to the next segment. So I was not a fan of this. Oh, man. All right, let me see what you guys are saying here. I'm going to try to make sure that I didn't miss anything, any super chats on here. BTW, once again, if you have like anything that you feel like, okay, Denise, I really need you to read this comment, you are more than welcome to send in a super chat. I will definitely go ahead and read those. Those will be read for sure on the air. So I'm just kind of scrolling through, making sure I didn't miss any of that. Okay, guys. And by the way, for those of you guys wondering, Brian Rose confirms that I'm not on the radio, guys. This is not Wrestling Observer Live, so I don't get FCC fines here. All right. Denise is not PG. Hashtag Denise is not PG. All right. So okay, guys. Tell me what you think about this. Am I crazy? Am I nuts? Am I overreacting? Do I have some sort of legitimacy here? I want to get your opinions, guys. Go ahead and send them in the comment section. Once again, if you have something brilliant that I have not read, feel free to send it in on a super chat here. So here we go. And this is a comment from, let's see, this is from Dalen, who says, yeah, they were injured and had to leave. Cole took them out, even showed them with the doctor later. All right, cool. If you're going to do this really sick beat down on all three of them, if they're going to go about it this way, then make it the beat down of a lifetime. Then show me these guys being stretchered out or something. Don't just show me them looking like dorks backstage later on with ice packs on themselves. Like all of these three men haven't gone through worse. I mean, look at just even with Kyle O'Reilly by himself. Think about everything he went through during that unsanctioned match. I mean, it just doesn't make sense in my opinion here. So let's see what else we got here. And it really did ruin the match here. It really did ruin the match. This one's from Pomi Wrestling, who says, NXT just committed a capital sin by repeating a Raw mistake. Book a lengthy match. Kofi drew at the start of the show and ended with a BS finish, making the entirety of the match feel pointless. Exactly. 100%. And I almost feel like I jinxed it. Like, I'm just, you know what? Don't blame the writing team. Don't blame creative. Blame me. I blame myself for this. And the reason for this is when this match started and I was so into it, like I said, I was telling my fiance who was watching the show with me, I was like, dude, man, I cannot believe how different Monday Night Raw and NXT are. I was like, it's just crazy, like how they could be in the same company, but they're such a different show. Look at the wrestling that we're getting. And then, to my surprise, we get this Raw version 2.0 finish, as Pomi Wrestling just mentioned here. So yeah, I agree. Evan Wright says, I'm still trying to understand why Gargano was even involved here. Lost his title the week prior, gets into this match for what reason? I don't know. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see, guys. All right, I'm going to see a couple more comments here. This one is from Thursday's Child, who says NXT has a little bit too much reliance on interference. And we have a super chat. Thank you so much to Brandon Charles Powell, who says Cole, O'Reilly, Dunne, and Gargano are all good contenders that could have been built up for one-on-one matches for Kross. Now we are going through them in one match. That is very true too. I've said that before. When I mentioned that NXT had my favorite main title picture was on NXT. I mean, aside from Roman Reigns and all of that, right? But I like the fact that they had a lot of options. Like even when Finn Balor was champion, they had a lot of different directions that they could have gone. Obviously, they went the direction with Kross because they were there, before his injury. So I think that they really did want to see Kross actually live out his opportunity as champion. And so that's the only reason why I wasn't necessarily like I wasn't upset. And also I like Kross. I just obviously know that his matches are not going to be at the caliber that Finn Balor's matches are. And we all know that, right? But I figured, okay, maybe Kross could be a different type of champion. But with that being said, I do agree here with Brandon in that they did kind of blow this all off in this one match. BTW, yes, I will be reading Twitch comments as well. I try to read as many comments as we can, but the ones that do get priority are the super chat. So, Denise Salcedo is all about the money. Just kidding. That sounded terrible. All right. This is a comment from Matt, who says, if you want to take the title off of Kross without him getting pinned or submitting them, then this match is perfect for that. Yeah, it's definitely perfect for that as well. So I do agree with that, but it still doesn't make sense. But at the same time, though, is that like you can look at it both ways, right? You can see that like, okay, Karrion Kross is Karrion Kross, you can say, oh, he's a badass because he's going to go up against 4 men. Okay, you can see it that way, but then you can also see it in the other way in that he was just going to have to wrestle one guy. That was literally, he was only going to wrestle one guy. Now he's going to wrestle 4 other guys, and he doesn't even have to lose. He doesn't even have to get pinned to lose his belt. So it's like, it really is two definite different things. All right, guys, and this is a comment from Ras Cool BX, who says NXT is main roster-ish nowadays. Shaking my head. No, I didn't like tonight. It felt main roster-ish. I didn't really feel that way the past couple of weeks, though. I've been loving the NXT product ever since they moved over to Tuesdays. I really have. It's just the fact that today was just not it, guys. Today really wasn't it. All right, and this one is from let me see. I'm gonna try to get some more comments here to be read. Again, send them in, guys, and I will try to read as many as I possibly can. But let's go ahead and move on. Actually, I'll read this one from Crocodiles, who says, honestly, I think NXT will heal over time. It will. Obviously, it has its ups and downs. For a while there, NXT was hurt with the injury bug, and it kind of seemed like they didn't really have very many people on their roster. And obviously, that was during the Wednesday Night War, so they did take a hit there. But now there's really no excuse. I mean, like, there really isn't. They have all of the talent in the world to be putting together like these awesome stories. And when they do put the effort to put into to, you know, really take the time in telling these stories, they really are awesome. So there you go. This one's from Thursday's Child as well, who says NXT does have decent storylines, but they need to let them play out and not rely on lazy storytellings like interference and triple threats. Exactly. This was, to me, having Adam Cole run in and do this. This, to me, felt like lazy booking 100%. As someone earlier mentioned that, yeah, this was something that we've already seen play out on Raw, and they could have done, somebody even brought this up on my Twitter feed, they could have done this afterwards. After the match, they could have had Adam Cole do the run-in. I know that this probably wouldn't have led to the Fatal 5-Way, but I mean, given that they were trying to go with the Fatal 5-Way, even though it doesn't make sense, I guess they, I don't know, guys. This just really bummed me out. It really bummed me out, to be honest. Alrighty, guys, here we go. This is another comment from WR Central, who says, NXT slowing down and booking long-term again will really help them. I think that's the best course of action for them. Yeah, they just need to keep, like I said, they just need to make it feel like, I want to feel like if I miss an NXT, I'm going to actually miss something. So a lot of us know that if you miss Raw for a week, 2 weeks, heck, even a month, you might not miss much, right? And I hate to be that person that compares companies. I really, really do. I don't want to be that person. I hate being that person. But I know that if I were to miss AEW Dynamite for a week, 2 weeks, I know that I would miss a lot. I know that I would have to come back and I'd probably be a little bit lost, especially with all the stuff, all the run-ins and all of the melees and stuff that they do on there. I would probably be lost coming back 2 weeks later. I don't necessarily think that everybody might feel that way with the NXT product just yet. And that's the thing, is that they should give you a reason to say, hey, tune in every single week, because if not, if you come back next week, you might not know what's going on. I mean, you might have an idea, but you might not know exactly what's going on either. Randy P says, I'm not a fan of this 5-way match either. I think it's going to be good. Again, it just doesn't make sense. We have a funny comment from Crocodiles that says, Denise is obviously an AEW shill. I'm on that AEW payroll. There you go. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move on. So after this, we had, okay, and I feel bad because after this, we had Ember and Raquel go at it, but I was so mad about what had happened earlier that I was so angry just tweeting that I didn't even want to pay attention to this. But Ember and Raquel go at it. Ember comes out. She's pissed. Then when after her and Raquel go at it, they hold back Raquel, and so Dakota Kai comes from behind and attacks Dakota Kai. Excuse me. But again, like I said, I was too angry about the events that occurred beforehand that I didn't really pay attention to this. We have a comment from Troy Butler, who says the finish was stupid. Cole should have beat them to a pulp in order for this to work. But I have no issue with Cole being added, considering the champ demanded it. Again, Troy Butler, I agree with this too. And like I said, the match is going to be good. That's definitely not the issue whatsoever. And this one's from TwitchFace4, who says, it seems like everyone in NXT is a heel, and even most of the baby faces are heels who just haven't been heelish lately. Yeah, definitely lots of heels all across the board, man. NXT, Raw, SmackDown. I really do feel all across the board. Alrighty, guys, BTW, I do want to let you guys know that after I am done with today's stream at 8:30 Pacific Standard Time, 11:30 Eastern Time on Twitch, on YouTube, wherever you guys want, Brian and Vinny and Granny and Craig show will be covering for the Retro 2005, covering the Impact Spike debut. That is going to be following my show immediately after, once again, at 8:30 Pacific Standard Time, 11:30 Eastern Time. So if you guys want back-to-back content, definitely stay here for all of that. Alrighty now, so let's go ahead and jump into LA Knight versus Jake Atlas. And so here we go. Jake Atlas has been one of those people where I seriously have been like really hoping that they do more with him, that they give him character, that they give him a story, because right now he's just Jake Atlas. They haven't actually given him a defined character whatsoever. So they definitely could definitely strengthen that up. However, he has sort of been on a mini little winning streak, very, very mini. Jake Atlas lost to LA Knight 3 weeks ago. Like I said, very mini. But he defeated Cameron Grimes 2 weeks ago, and then he defeated LA Knight here again. But during this match, Ted DiBiase comes out, and last week, if you all remember, LA Knight basically asked to be his protege. So LA Knight and Cameron Grimes are fighting to be Ted DiBiase's protege, right? But I'm just going to be real with you guys, and I don't know how you guys all feel about this, but I, right now, am not really interested in what Ted DiBiase is doing with this whole protege thing, okay? The only time I'm finding Ted DiBiase on NXT to be interesting is when Cameron Grimes is actually reacting to him. When he's not, I have no interest. I'm sorry, but this whole let him be my protege, no, let him be my protege thing is not really doing it for me. I really only liked it when he was kind of like getting under Cameron Grimes' skin and ruining his rich guy buzz. That's really the only time. And I didn't even realize that this is where the story was going. It was like 1 minute you have Cameron Grimes and essentially being one-upped all the time by the $1 Million Man. Okay, cool. But now it's turned into a protege thing, and I get it. He had that whole like practically dad promo like during the $1 Million face-off, right? But it kind of seems like it took a turn in a totally different direction that I personally was not expecting, or that I didn't really get that's where we were going with this story. And so I just didn't really like it. And then I also kind of thought that it was a little messed up that you literally have Jake Atlas, who, again, I think deserves way more on here. But you have him having this match, right? He's doing, he's picking up steam. He's getting, high knee on LA Knight. He does a standing moonsault. And then eventually he ends up getting the win with the cartwheel DDT, which looked great. But again, it kind of felt like a background thing. It kind of almost didn't feel like his win was important, because what was supposed to be the focus of this is really what's going on between Ted DiBiase, LA Knight, and Cameron Grimes. And now also, so they announced that they're doing Cameron Grimes versus LA Knight at In Your House. And they're literally so far practically booking this as two guys that can't beat Jake Atlas. Both of these guys have now lost to Jake Atlas, and they both want to be the protege to Ted DiBiase. So if you ask me, it's not necessarily the hottest build or the hottest story here. So what do you guys all think? Let me go ahead and see what you guys are saying here. This one's from Troy, who says, I think LA Knight would be a better person to carry on the legacy. Ted, I think he fits it perfectly. Says, oh, okay, I get it. Because LA Knight is good on the mic. I do get all of that. And this one's from Kieran, who says, I think Atlas will become Ted DiBiase's protege. So there was a moment where I thought this too. I thought it was going to be a swerve where they were going to have Ted DiBiase essentially be like, nah, I'm not here. Because when he came out, a lot of people thought that, okay, maybe he's scouting LA Knight, but then I thought, okay, maybe it's going to be a swerve and he's going to be scouting Jake Atlas, actually. Hell, if they do that, I'll take it. Jake Atlas needs character. He really, really needs character. So that's where I'm getting at here. This is a comment from Rascool BX, who says, LA Knight sounds like a Grand Theft Auto character to me. LA Knight is not a good name whatsoever. It's a terrible name, and I'm from LA, and I would not want that name whatsoever. Mario Morales says, after Denise says she's on the AEW payroll, she would make a good protege for Ted DiBiase. Hell yeah, there you go. Now it makes more sense for me to be the protege of Ted DiBiase than anybody else. Justin Martin says, I wonder if LA Knight misses being Eli Drake yet. This was an awful follow-up to his big moment last week. His NXT run has not been great. I'll just leave it at that. I think he's definitely one of those guys that, because he's such a good, he's so good on the mic, he really could do a lot more and find more of his strength if he was on Raw or SmackDown. He's definitely more suited for the main roster, in my opinion. This is a comment from Pomi Wrestling, who says, the positive side of me hopes Atlas gets a couple of wins, means a push from the low card to the mid card. The cynical side of me thinks this is WWE giving Atlas wins only because of Pride Month. Yeah, obviously. It's sad, but they do have a history of doing this, not obviously, like, not just for Pride, but like for other monthly celebrations. So I hope that they don't just do it because of that. I really hope not, because they have a lot of potential with Jake Atlas. There's definitely more upside to him than LA Knight. And I like LA Knight, but I do definitely think that there's more of an upside with Jake Atlas there. So that's kind of how I feel about that. Alrighty, guys, so let's go ahead and move on. BTW, boy, it is hot. Also, if you don't know this already, I do go live 3 times a week on F4W. I cover NXT on Tuesdays, Wednesdays AEW Dynamite, unless it's preempted. Then I cover both AEW Dynamite and SmackDown on the same night. I did so last week. I will do so again. So the next time you guys will see me this week will be on Friday. So Friday, I will be covering both AEW Dynamite and SmackDown together, which means 4 hours of wrestling shoved into one nice little hour, and maybe a couple of extra minutes because I talk a lot. So yeah, Brandon says, I keep looking over to my right. You know what? I've been noticing that too. I tend to do that when I'm thinking of the right word to say. When I'm thinking, how should I phrase this? As you can see, I turn to the right because I'm thinking of how I want to phrase something. But yeah, I've been noticing that as well. Ignore that. That's just me thinking for a second. Dalen Prada says, oh God, another midnight show. Yeah, and I believe that they're going to be, if I'm correct, I think that AEW is going to be preempted all of next month. So I'm kind of like, oh my God, every Friday it's literally going to be like this. And I don't mind it. It's just that I love to focus on one show per day because it gives me more time to actually talk about things, because then I find myself rushing one show to get to the other show. So that's kind of how I have. Crocodiles has a theory that I might have a ghost in my house. Oh, hell no. I did not want no ghost here. All right, guys, here we go. Let's move on. So after this, we have the Cole promo, which I pretty much said all my thoughts on this, but I do want to recap it because, like I said, I do go through the show chronologically. And so Adam Cole comes back after he's been escorted out by William Regal and says that it's been 2 years ago since he was champion. Says that he's the real number 1 contender, which makes absolutely no sense because I already told you guys he hasn't had a singles win this year. But okay, he feels he's the real number 1 contender. Says that no one can live up to his legacy and brags about taking all 3 guys out and wants his title back. Says that Karrion Kross is an overrated musclehead. Says that him holding the belt for 403 days was no accident. And then Kross comes out. Cole tells him that Cole then tells Kross that he can't hang with him. He's not on his level, says that he's not the special one, says he's just a guy who has his property. Kross then tells him that he wants all the guys, and he calls Adam Cole the gas station weasel, basically noting the fact that he doesn't think Adam Cole looks like a wrestler, says that he wants all these guys in this match. And there you go. That's how it becomes a fatal five-way at In Your House. So as of right now, this match, this fatal five-way, has 3 guys that got their ass kicked today by one man in Cole. And Cole, who has not won a big match this year. And bam, there you go. That's your build for this fatal five-way. Let's get some thoughts. Here we go, guys. Let's see here. This one is from Mario Morales, who says that little man with an awesome promo. It was an awesome promo, and it would have been more awesome if it would have been a story that made sense, though, in terms of, like, let's say he had been ranking up all these like recent wins and all of this. So yeah, it would have been an awesome promo, but again, it did not make sense. This is a comment from Patrick Etheridge, who says, Kross shouldn't have gotten Cole what he wanted. It makes Kross look like he got played. Why are baby faces like this in WWE? Exactly. Kross didn't have to actually give him this match. He could have been like a big, he could have been like, nah, dude, why am I going to give you this match? Yeah, you're Adam Cole, or you claim to be, he could have trashed him and basically said like, oh, you think you're the best? You haven't won a big match this whole year. He could have literally been like, no, bud, get back in line. Get back up here. You're not on my level to actually face me yet. Like, yeah, you were the top guy at one point, but I'm the top guy now. So get him back in the line. I think that's what he should have done personally. I'm thinking to myself, if I'm carrying Kross, I'm not just going to be giving title shots all around. And I get it. A lot of people are saying, like, obviously they're, fans of Adam Cole. And so am I, guys. This literally does not mean that I'm not a fan of Adam Cole, okay? I'm a fan of Adam Cole. It's just the story did not make sense. Okay, here we go. This is coming from Dalen. And because Dalen does not agree with me, but he sent in a super chat. And like we said here, Denise goes where the money is at. So here we go. This is a super chat from Dalen, who says, No. I can't let you bury this. Cole's promo was incredible, especially when he said what makes me special is when the bell rings. This was awesome. Like I said, the promo was fine, but again, it just doesn't look. At the end of the day, it doesn't make sense for him to be included in this match, given the fact that he lost to Kyle O'Reilly. He lost to Finn Balor. He hasn't won a singles match this year. That's all, guys. That's all. Yeah, all the verbiage in this promo was fine. Great. But those are just words. That's it. Oh, my God. But thank you so much, Dalen. I appreciate you sending in a super chat and always tuning into the show. This is a free country. Speak your mind, bro. So thank you so much to Dalen Prada for sending in this comment. And let's see what else we got here. Let's see what else we got here. I'm trying to get some more comments here. Chris Skywalker says, you're supposed to hate Adam for crying out loud. Okay. And let's see what else we have. I'm going to try to see some more comments here. And Brandon says, all we're asking for is Cole to have beaten someone, even Reginald. Oh, God. That's how low we're setting this bar? All right, guys, here we go. Let's go ahead and move on. Also, before I do move on to the next topic, oh, my gosh, it is so hot in here. FYI, if you haven't followed me on Twitter, make sure you guys do so. I am @ Denise Salcedo. Again, today I just got verified and I got a follow from John Cena, which was really awesome. I'm going to brag about that for the rest of the day. Don't worry, I won't brag about it on the next stream, just today. I'll have my moment just for today. So here we go, guys. Let's move on. After this, we had Kushida versus Carmelo Hayes in what was an open challenge and also Carmelo Hayes' debut. Now, before we move on, we do have another super chat from Dalen, who says, the Kross put him in because he's badass, who knows he can beat them all, so he doesn't care. So they did explain it. I just said this in the beginning of the show. I said you could see this both ways. You can see this as Kross being a badass for wanting to face 4 other men, or you can also see him as being dumb because instead of just having one guy in there with him, now he's essentially in a match where somebody else can beat somebody else, and he doesn't even have to get pinned to actually lose the match. So you literally can see this in 2 different ways. Woo! Oh my God. Kieran Crossley says, John Cena follows everyone. Yeah, but he wasn't following me. All right. Let's see what else we got here. And all right, here we go. Let's see. Okay. This is, okay, so during this match, so we had Carmelo Hayes making his debut here, and I thought this was a pretty awesome way to debut him. He came in here, got some arm drags, drop kicks on Kushida. He seemed pretty crisp to me. I like what we saw so far. Again, a great way to introduce him into the NXT family here. And this ended up being a nice match. Kushida got the win with the hoverboard lock. Perfectly fine. I thought it was a nice way to introduce him. That was pretty much all I want to say about that. And we are going to go ahead and move on because after this I'm going to speed things up a little bit, guys, because we have a couple minutes. We have a super chat from Brandon Charles Powell who says, PSA, Kushida is the man. That is all. Hell yeah. I was waiting for him to be champion. And when they finally pulled the plug on Brandon, on Kushida being champion, that I was very, very happy about that because he has quality matches with just about anybody. All right. If you want to have a good match, you put Kushida in there and you're going to have a good match. So here we go, guys. And let's see if we have any other comments here. And let's see what else we got. This is one from Patrick who says, solid match with Kushida. This was the only match without interference. Was it really? Oh, man. God. All right. Also, BTW, guys, friendly reminder, if you have a comment, question, or statement, or a very strong argument against me, you can go ahead and send it as super chat, and that is how you can get your comment 100% read on the air or your money back. Just kidding. I do not have the power to give you your money back. So there you go. All right, let's go ahead and move on. So after this, we had Zoe Stark and Zeta Ramir versus Candice and Indy. And all I got to say is thank God we had a fresh matchup for Candice and Indy Hartwell. I mean, having to see them against Shotzi and Ember for the 50th millionth time was not something I wanted to see. So this was a fresh matchup again for them. Fine match. And I'm really happy that we saw Candice and Indy get a different opponent here. All right. Then we also have Mercedes Martinez cuts a promo. She basically says that she credits Zaya for being dangerous, but that she's standing in her way of going for the title once again. And even though they haven't made it official, it kind of seems like they're going to be having this match at NXT TakeOver in your house. At least that is what Beth Phoenix mentioned, but I don't actually think it's official as of yet. And this is a comment from Machiavelli 420 who says, I like Ember Moon. She should come back to the main roster. Oh, dude, I love Ember Moon. Every time, I know she's athletic and I know what she can do in the ring, but at the same exact time, every time that she comes out, she kind of reminds me of that. That's what I'm trying to get at here. That's really what I'm trying to get at here. And this is from Joseph. It says, it's not official yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if Zaya and Mercedes are confirmed on social media in the next few days. Probably, although I hate when that happens because then I always don't see it happening unless they actually announce it. And this is a comment from Cyclops who says, I'm so invested into everything that Zaya is doing. And then we also have Brandon saying, oh no, keep Ember away from Raw or she'll be feuding with Alexa. Ooh, she totally would. Oh, let's not even talk about that right now, guys. Let's not even talk about Raw and Alexa and Shayna. I don't even want to get into that, okay? I do not even want to get into that. All right, and let's go ahead and move on again. We have a couple of minutes here left. We had the main event, Legado del Fantasma versus MSK for the NXT Tag Team Championships. And even though this edition of NXT necessarily wasn't my favorite, I actually loved the way that they closed out the show tonight. I thought the tonight show, the way it ended was fantastic. MSK and Legado del Fantasma kick off this match, and I'm already expecting a lot. So I do think I had higher expectations heading into this match because I'm looking at the teams and I'm thinking, all right, these are all four guys that can do like a lot of awesome things. But it did take me kind of a second to really get into this match, and I don't know if it was maybe because of all of the things that happened ahead of the show, but I did feel a little bit of my interest that I had going into this match kind of went down a little bit. But boy, did they bring me back. So MSK, literally, they get several kicks on Mendoza. Grizzled young veterans end up coming out during this match and try to distract them. But Ciampa and Thatcher end up taking them out before they can cause any harm whatsoever. We see a moonsault from Carter on Mendoza. We see at this point, we see Mendoza does a drop kick from the top rope. And at this point of the match, it's really started to pick up. So it kind of took a while to really get to that next level, to that level where I think these guys can all be at. It took a while, but they definitely got there. Once they got here, we see Raul hits a powerbomb on Wesley, gets a 2 count. Santos interferes and throws Wesley on the steel steps. And at this point, when we see Santos throw Wesley on the steel steps, I'm starting to think that this is it. I thought they were going to crown new champions as of this moment. And then out of nowhere, we see Bronson Reed come out of nowhere and just run straight into Santos Escobar, splashes on him right onto the plexiglass. And I mean, that he really came out of nowhere. And also credit to the camera work for that one, because it wasn't even like where you can see him like running completely into him. It was just like he ran and he was there. So I kind of did like how they shot that. MSK did a blockbuster heart attack to get the win here. And what I liked about this really for the actual finish was that, yeah, it was a good match. But the thing that really I liked is that MSK are baby faces, right? And they actually had friends. They had friends. Bronson Reed essentially returned the favor to MSK after MSK had his back when Legado del Fantasma tried to all attack him. I think it was last week. So I like the fact that Bronson Reed returned the favor to MSK. So this was great. Good way to end the show. And so let me see if I have any other comments here. Senior PA says, your rant about the NXT title stuff gave me so much Brian Alvarez energy. LOL. Such good shit, pal. Let's see what else we got here. This one is from Dalen, who says, no raw talk, please. Don't worry. We definitely won't go into any of that. And we also, chances are we probably are going to see the 6-man tag happening in your house, and I'm totally cool with that. Heidi Alexander says, that match was great. I honestly thought MSK would lose. Yeah, me too. Says NXT just kind of keeps getting better every week, in my opinion. They were getting better every week. I felt that way. I just didn't love everything that happened here tonight. And let's see what else we got here. Troy says, I love how they're not overexposing Hit Row. I look forward to seeing them every week, no matter how small or little screen time they get. It's keeping them fresh. Dude, I like Hit Row. I mean, from their first, like promo that they all cut, where they were all, where Isaiah Swerve Scott was like sitting on that chair and they were all kind of sort of talking over each other, but kind of making it like into a rap. I thought that was pretty cool. So that was pretty awesome there. And alrighty, guys, I think I got everything here. Again, I want to thank you guys all so much for tuning into the show. But before I go, in about 30 minutes exactly, so in 30 minutes, literally 8:30 Pacific Standard Time, 11:30 Eastern Time. It is the Retro 2005 Brian and Vinny and Granny and Craig show covering the Impact Spike debut. Do not miss it. That is happening in less than 30 minutes. So make sure you guys come back here, or whether you're watching on YouTube or whether you're watching on Twitch, do not miss out on that show. Also, do not forget to return on Friday, because I will be recapping both AEW and Friday Night Smackdown. Once again, that is 4 hours of wrestling packed into 1 hour. So that's going to be really fun. It'll be as interactive as this stream was. And I think moving forward, I have been told that I will be doing my shows both on Twitch and YouTube. So it is very new, but it is very exciting. So I hope you guys will go ahead and tune in and we'll become friends. I'd love that very much. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and or on Instagram @_Denise Salcedo. And I will